Good morning, dear children. I am going to take the first lesson on GS, nutrition in plants. All of you familiar with the word nutrients, okay? And it is needed by all living things for the maintenance of life and for growth. Nutrient is needed by all living things for the maintenance of life and for growth. Then how do we obtain nutrients? Actually, we obtain nutrients from the food we eat. Not only we, but also all living organisms obtain nutrients from the food. Okay, can you say examples for nutrients? Actually, nutrients includes carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. Okay, nutrients includes carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. So we can say nutrient is a substance that provide nourishment essential for maintenance of life and for growth. Nutrient is a substance that provides nourishment essential for the maintenance of life and for growth. Okay, and the process by which organisms obtain nutrients from its food is called nutrition. Okay, what is nutrition? The process by which organisms obtain nutrients from the food. Actually, organisms obtain nutrients from the food they are eating. Okay, and this process is called nutrition. So, nutrition is the process by which organisms obtain nutrients from its food. Okay, and based on the mode of nutrition, the organisms can be classified into autotrophs and heterotrophs. Based on the mode of nutrition, organisms can be classified as autotrophs and heterotrophs. Let's see what are autotrophs. You know, most of the plants are considered autotrophs. They make their own food by the simple substances from its surroundings. That is, by using carbon dioxide and water, plants make their own food. So, plant is a autotroph. Okay. So, autotrophs are organisms that make their own food by using simple substances from their surroundings. Okay. Autotrophs are organisms that make their own food by using simple substances from their surroundings. Apart from plants, bacteria and unicellular algae are autotrophs. Okay, most of the plants, bacteria and algae, that is unicellular algae, are considered as autotrophs. The next come to heterotrophs. They depend on other organisms for food. Autotrophs are organisms that depend on other organisms for food. For example, animals, then fungi, then microorganisms like yeast, molds, then a few kinds of plants are examples for heterotrophs. Okay, heterotrophs are organisms that depend other organisms for food. Okay, then animals, then fungi, then microorganisms like yeast, molds, then a few kinds of plants like epiphytes. Few kinds of plants like epiphytes are examples for heterotrophs. Okay, these are the classification of organisms based on the mode of nutrition. Autotrophs and heterotrophs. Autotrophs make their own food, but heterotrophs depends other organisms for their food. Okay. Next, photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. All of you know plants make their own food in their leaves by the process of photosynthesis. Plants making food by the process of photosynthesis. During this process, the light energy that is converted into chemical energy. During photosynthesis, light energy is converted into chemical energy. Okay. Then what is the chemical reaction actually taking place during photosynthesis. What is the chemical reaction actually taking place during photosynthesis? During photosynthesis, water and carbon dioxide combine to form sugar and oxygen in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Okay. During photosynthesis, water combine with carbon dioxide to form sugar and oxygen. This process takes place in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. You know, chlorophyll is a green pigment present on leaves. Okay, that is in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, water combined with carbon dioxide form sugar and oxygen. This is the chemical reaction taking place during photosynthesis. Okay. During photosynthesis, light energy is converted into chemical energy, and here water combines with carbon dioxide to form sugar and oxygen in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Okay. Then actually, where is the site of photosynthesis? Which is the site of photosynthesis? Actually, the leaves are considered as the site of photosynthesis. Okay. You know the structure of leaves. Actually, it is very thin and flat. Leaves are thin and flat. Okay. Due to this, the sunlight can easily goes into the leaves. Okay. The leaves are thin and flat. Due to this, the sunlight can easily goes into the leaves. Also, you know the arrangement of leaves. You know the arrangement of leaves. The leaves are arranged in such a way that they remain exposed to sunlight. Okay. The leaves are arranged in such a way that they remain exposed to sunlight. Okay. And in the cells of leaves, there is one structure called chloroplast, which contain a pigment chlorophyll. Okay. In the cells of leaves, there is one structure called chloroplast, which contain a pigment called chlorophyll. Actually, it gives green color to leaves. Okay. In the cells of leaves, there is one structure called chloroplast, which contain a pigment chlorophyll and which gives a green color to leaves. Okay. Apart from this, the chlorophyll which traps energy present in the sunlight, and it uses it to make food for plant. Okay. What is the function of chlorophyll? First one, it gives green color to leaves, and the second is it traps energy present in sunlight. It traps energy present in sunlight and it uses it to make food for plant. Okay, these are the functions of chlorophyll. First one, it gives green color to leaves, and also it helps to traps energy present in sunlight and uses it to make food for the plant. Okay, you know most of the leaves appears green in color, but there are certain leaves which do not appear green color. Okay, actually these leaves also have chlorophyll, but the chlorophyll in such leaves is marked by pigment of different colors, so we cannot see the green color. Okay, most of the leaves are green in color, but some leaves do not appear green. Actually, these leaves also have chlorophyll, but the chlorophyll in such leaves is masked by pigment of different colors. So they do not appear green in color, but with the different colors. Okay. The next, what are the essential things needed for the process of photosynthesis? Okay, what are the substance? All of you know, already we said plant prepare food on leaves with the help of carbon dioxide and water. Okay, plant prepare food by the use of carbon dioxide and water. Okay, Then let's see how carbon dioxide reaches leaves. How carbon dioxide reaches leaves. On leaves that contains tiny pores. These are called stomata. Okay, leaves contains tiny pores which is called stomata. Through stomata, actually air enters the leaves. Okay, air enters the leaves through stomata. The air contains carbon dioxide and it is used by the plant. Okay, in this way, the carbon dioxide reaches leaves. Okay, the leaves contains tiny pores called stomata. Through stomata, air enters the leaves. The air contains carbon dioxide and it is used by plant. The next see how water reaches leaves. How water reaches leaves. Okay, all of us know water is absorbed by roots. Water is absorbed by roots. Okay, it reaches the leaves and the other parts of plant through bundles of tubes called xylem. Okay, water reaches the leaves and the other parts of plant through bundles of tubes called xylem. Okay, what is xylem? Water reaches the leaves and the other parts of plant through bundles of tubes called xylem. Okay, and this forms a network of tubes from roots to stem, branches and leaves. This xylem forms a network of tubes from roots to stem and to branches and leaves. Okay, this xylem forms a network of tubes from roots to stem, branches and leaves. Okay, thus using carbon dioxide and water, leaves make food and it is in the form of sugar. Okay, thus by using carbon dioxide and water, leaves make food and which is in the form of sugar. It is transported to all parts of plant by a network of tubes called phloem. Okay, the prepared sugar that is transported to all parts of the plant by a network of tubes called phloem. What is phloem? The prepared sugar that is transported to all parts of plant by a network of tubes called phloem. Okay, then all of you seen leaves. Okay, actually if you observe leaf, you can see a network of leaf veins. These are actually leaf veins. Okay, and this phloem and xylem are the parts of leaf veins. Okay, this phloem and xylem are the parts of leaf veins. See, if you observe a leaf, you can see a network of leaf veins. Actually, this xylem and phloem are the parts of this leaf veins. Okay. So, the process of photosynthesis, we can represent it as a chemical equation. Okay, the process of photosynthesis can be represented by using a chemical equation here, carbon dioxide. Okay, already we said carbon dioxide combines with the water, forms sugar and oxygen. This can be represented by a chemical equation, that is carbon dioxide plus water gives sugar plus oxygen in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. This is actually the process of photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide plus water gives sugar and oxygen in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Okay. Actually, this is the chemical equation that represents the process of photosynthesis. Then all of you know oxygen is released by plants during photosynthesis. Okay, during photosynthesis, oxygen is released by plants. Actually, it is released through stomata. Actually, it is released through stomata. Actually, it is the tiny pores present on leaves. Through these pores only, the oxygen is released. Okay, and it mixes with the air. It is mixed with the air. Okay. Then the product that is formed during photosynthesis is the sugar. Actually, it is converted into starch. The sugar is converted into starch. Okay, the sugar is converted into starch and which is stored in different parts of plant. Okay, the product of photosynthesis actually the sugar that is converted into starch and it is stored in different parts of plant. So here sugar and starch are the carbohydrates. Sugar and starch are carbohydrates. Okay, so actually, so we can conclude that plants can produce what? Carbohydrates, and which is essential for the growth of plants. Okay, plants can produce carbohydrates and which is very essential for the growth of plants. Okay, then we conclude today's class by summarizing all these things. We studied about nutrients. Then actually it is a substance that is essential for the maintenance of life and for growth of organisms. The next week studied about nutrition. It's a process by which the organisms obtain nutrients from its food. Then based on the mode of nutrition, we can classify the organism as two, autotrophs and heterotrophs. Then autotrophs make their own food and heterotrophs depends other organisms for food. The next we studied about photosynthesis. Plants prepare food by the process of photosynthesis, and during this process light energy is converted into chemical energy, and here water combines with the carbon dioxide, form sugar and oxygen in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Okay, that is the end of today's class. Thank you, children.